Today we go over Star Wars Episode 9, the final film of the sequel trilogy and the Skywalker saga alike, currently being directed by JJ Abrams. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, Episode 9 is currently filming over in the UK, and after that, apparently they plan on filming over in Italy, Sicily, Jordan, and even Guilin, China. Now, we'll have to wait and see exactly if they do end up in Jordan, because that was actually the original location for the planet of Jakku, which they ultimately used Abu Dhabi as the backdrop of that planet. But looking at Episode 9 here, this is where things really do get interesting. Now, just in my last video, we went over how Donald Gleason kind of gave us a hint, a little tease, if you will, for the character of Luke Skywalker, if you guys want to go ahead and check that out. However, recently, Oscar Isaac also, talked a little bit about Star Wars Episode 9 and what JJ Abrams is doing with the overall story, and, what Oscar Isaac is, kind of just feeling about Episode 9 as a whole. And I believe it was USA Today who caught up with him. If you guys would like to go ahead and check out that full story below in the description, go ahead and do so. But this is what Oscar Isaac had to say about JJ Abrams and a whole lot more. So he stated this. Returning Force Awakens director JJ Abrams, he states, seems to me just as excited, if not more, because now there's a history there, there's a shorthand, and the nature of the story is different, says Isaac, who reprises his X-Wing pilot Poe Dameron in Episode 9, as well as the fall's animated series, Star Wars Resistance. Now, not only that, he has a new movie coming out, Operation Finale, that's based in the 1960s, and other films out there alike that kind of focus on guerrilla warfare, and apparently they're going to be applying guerrilla warfare into Star Wars Episode 9. Once again, guys, if you want to go ahead and read that full story below in the description, he goes deep into that. Very interesting stuff indeed. But the thing that I really actually really am interested in is how JJ Abrams, is essentially changing the nature of Star Wars in Episode 9. The nature of the story in this film is different, and that is something that can honestly go both ways. That can honestly be a really good thing for the Star Wars franchise, or a bad thing. It really depends on how everything is executed on screen and exactly how things are done. Myself personally, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what JJ Abrams can do for the final film of the sequel trilogy. This is a huge task. This is history. This is the final film of the Skywalker saga. This is it. Done deal. So, with Episode 9, I just feel like that JJ has a lot on his shoulders, and in order to get this right, he really has to test the waters out. And it could very well be why he's rewriting portions of the script, apparently, that has all to do with Chewbacca and a whole lot more. But looking at how the nature of the story is different in comparison to every Star Wars movie, which is something that I honestly am very interested about. Now, like I just said, that could be good or bad. I don't know what JJ is going to be doing specifically that'll change the nature of the story in Episode 9. It could have something to do with maybe a Force Ghost narrative. Maybe Luke Skywalker's Force Ghost kind of travels alongside Kylo Ren and Rey from point A to point B of the whole entire plot. Maybe Luke is that significant as a Force Ghost, because in the original trilogy, Force Ghosts, if you think about it this way, they weren't really big into the overall story. They were, here and there at max, In The Empire Strikes Back, you saw Obi-Wan Kenobi's ghost for such a small moment in time. And then in Return of the Jedi, you got that big scene with him. And then at the end of Return of the Jedi, you got all three of them, Anakin, Yoda, and Obi-Wan. So, with that being said, since JJ is treating Luke Skywalker in a very special way in this movie and will be doing something big with the character, if that actually points to the idea of a Force Ghost version of Luke, or maybe even flashbacks, but let's say Force Ghost, it could be that the Force Ghost, the whole entire concept of it all, is going to be a huge part of the plot, rather than it just popping in and out of the overall story. That's just a guess there. But looking at JJ Abrams, guys, with The Force Awakens, I know some of you guys were disappointed with the movie of how it had so many beats of A New Hope, and it was way too similar to the first Star Wars movie. Now, keep in mind, they were playing it safe back then. They were trying to get Star Wars back in action. They were trying to introduce it to as many Star Wars fans as possible by igniting fans' interest by using nostalgia a lot in that movie. And then that kind of, drew people in, alright? So, with Episode 9, I don't think that he's going to be doing the same thing. I don't think he's going to be dropping beats for beats of Return of the Jedi. I just don't. Now, sure, we've seen different set leaks of a woody planet that's very much like Endor. I can see your point on that. But overall, I think he's going to make a different story, and I think Oscar Isaac just expressed that of how the nature of the story is different. So, I'm honestly very pumped to see what he's going to be doing for the character of Luke. That's the main interest for me. If you really want my honest opinion, that's the main interest for me. It's all about Luke, Kylo, and Rey. Unless we learn about new characters that are really interesting and just have a magnetic personality that makes you want to learn more and more about them, I think that that'll be a good thing too. But anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.